Hi, this is Jason from Horrific Nightmares, back to do my 31 Days of Horror in October. Day 16. Today I watched Citadel. Now, Citadel is a 2012 movie which runs approximately 84 minutes, and it's a movie that I've heard tons of good things about. Had this in my collection a while, just never got around to watching it. As a matter of fact, I actually unwrapped it to watch it for the 31 days. Now, this movie is directed by Ciaran Foy. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He, of course, was responsible for Sinister 2, which I think gets a lot of unnecessary hate. Granted, Sinister was an incredible film, I think. The soundtrack really gave it that eerie feel. But I actually went to see Sinister 2 in the theaters, and I quite enjoyed it for what it was. Granted, nowhere near the first, but I thought it was a decent sequel. Now, the main character in the story is played by Aneurin, and I hope I'm pronouncing that right, Bernard, who plays Tommy. Now, he looked very familiar to me. I saw him in Dunkirk and a movie that comes highly recommended for me called The Facility. That's basically about a drug trial in a kind of like a medical facility in the middle of nowhere that goes horribly wrong. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, it's also done by this company called Flatiron. So, yeah, definitely check out The Facility too. I really enjoyed that one. Now, a brief plot synopsis. A married couple, who the wife is pregnant. They are moving from the high rise that actually you see here on this picture. The high rise is called Citadel. As they're moving, he is taking the luggage out to the cab. And as he's coming up the elevator, the door gets stuck when he stops on the floor, so he has a front row seat to the madness that's getting ready to happen. Basically, a young group of hooded kids kind of kidnap his wife. And he finally gets the door open, he chases them down, and he finds his wife laying in a hallway with a syringe in her stomach. Very creepy scene, to be honest. So the baby is born, the wife is catatonic, um, or in a coma, I can't remember. I think she was in a coma. And he is a single father. They pull the plug on the wife, and because of the attack, he has agoraphobia. But he keeps seeing this hooded group of young people terrorizing him, even though he moves from the place where he was. That's pretty much where I'm going to leave it. There is definitely a lot more to the story. It's, this movie's something. It's extremely atmospheric, the way it's shot, and claustrophobic. And I'll put it like this. The guy who plays Tommy, I thought did an incredible job as an actor. Some interesting things about this film. The opening scenes, of course, where the building was, of course, was shot in Govan, Glasgow. Glasgow, I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And this is an Irish film. So I, of course, contacted my Irish buddy, Lisa, asked her if she had ever been there, and or if she knew where this was. And she kind of explained to me a little bit about the area. She'd been there one time, and she said it was kind of gritty, which is basically what you get from this film. Now, the building, which you see on the cover here, where the flats were, has since been demolished. I thought that was pretty interesting. I mean, it was really run down, you could tell. The lead character, that played Tommy, actually met several people who had agoraphobia in order to research this role. And extremely interesting, well, at least to me, about this film is the director. Ciaran Foy suffered from agoraphobia when he was in his late teens, early 20s, and he got attacked by a group of young people. So it was really kind of autobiographical that this film was made, and you really get that feeling. He said he exorcised a lot of demons. I was watching a interview with him. He said he exorcised a lot of demons basically making this film, and it was just it's very uncomfortable. It's a very uncomfortable movie. This is a tough one for me. I originally gave this a 7.5. Since then, thinking about it, I think I'm going to give this one an 8. And that's 8 smashed pumpkins. I really enjoyed this movie. It is a slow burn. I'm not going to lie. This movie is definitely a slow burn. But the payoff is pretty interesting. Yeah. So, 8 smashed pumpkins. I think that's more than fair for this film. Some of my other fellow YouTubers who are participating in the 31 are You and Your Horror Movies, Last Venom 76, Jen's Reviews from the Grave, Lisa Loves, Dave Maggot. Now, Shannon at Rusting Willpower, I hope you get better really soon. You had said that you were kind of abstaining or, giving up because you're not feeling well, which I completely understand. Trying to make videos when you're not feeling well is terrible. So get better soon, Shannon, please. I love your videos. Let's see. Random Horror, TheHORROman, HorrorFan34, Movie Review Time, ZombieVictim. Andrew's Crypt is doing 31 days of recommendations, and so far I've been loving it. He's really recommended a lot of good films. Retro Horror and Celluloid Terror are doing their 100 movie challenge. BRONCOJUGGALO is doing 31 random videos. And 3 from the Grave featuring Lisa Loves, Movie Massacre, and Strange Monkey. And if you like what you see and hear, hit that like button and subscribe. And until next time, peace.